29-year-old woman from Altoona has been missing now since last Thursday night.
Police are considering this an ongoing investigation and are hoping to reunite Copley with her family.
And I just want to know if she's safe and sound.
Altoona Police has classified Copley as a missing endangered person.
Somebody out there knows what happened to Mrs. Copley.
Because we go day by day and not knowing anything and not knowing where she could be.
Copley's family says they've hung up hundreds of flyers around the city only to see that they've been torn down.
Michael Copley was arrested at Central Court today for a cost and fine warrant, but he was really there facing criminal mischief charges for tearing down signs of his missing wife. Michael Copley left Central Court with handcuffs. He was arrested for not paying fines. Catherine Copley's family was happy to see him in police custody.
Eventually, it'll be arrest of murdering my sister.
What's going on, guys? We are at an abandoned house. This one with a very, very dark past to it. The original owner of this home, Francis, died in February of 2014. 9 months later in September, he was found in his bed by his neighbors bringing him hot cocoa. There was another thing that happened at this house with a lady, 29 years old, Catherine Copley, who was found in the garage by the very same neighbors. We just spoke with the neighbors. I'm going to try to get a couple of little interviews with them and see what we can do. This is not going to be your normal explore. We're not going to go rummaging through things. We're just going to go into the house. We're going to take a peek at what was going on inside there, get a better idea, get a little bit of a visual at it, and we're going to get into it and see what's going on at this house right now.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Those are all jars of urine. All the belongings inside of this house belong to Frank. Frank was the last person to actually live in this house. The person who was killed here was actually just looking at the house. They just came to look at the house to maybe possibly buy it. But this is all Frank's stuff. It smells terrible inside of here. There's all kinds of feces and urine and everything from Frank inside of here. I don't know. This is probably one of the worst houses I've ever been inside of. This is the bed that Frank was found in. After 9 months of decomposition, he was found by his neighbors. Unfortunately, he didn't have anybody else. It was only the neighbors that were bringing him hot cocoa one day that discovered him in here. And unfortunately, he had been passed for 9 months. This is all his stuff scattered around here. This is kind of different, and it's way different actually than some of the explorers that I've actually been on, where it could have been somebody who died inside of a house, or it could have been somebody who ran away from a house and we didn't know what the circumstances were. We know the circumstances here. We know what happened to this man. We know that this is all Frank's stuff here, and it's very sad that all his stuff was left here, kind of like he was left here. And you know, I don't know. I really don't know. It's really sad being inside of here. So I'm gonna get out of here and we're gonna go outside.
This June, it's going to be 2 years since the body of a missing 29-year-old Altoona woman was found in the garage of an abandoned home.
Photos and flowers make up a small memorial outside of the garage along East Pleasant Valley Boulevard where Copley was found dead. This memorial has been here since Copley was discovered.
No one's ever been charged with Catherine Copley's murder, although police say the investigation is still open and active.
29-year-old Catherine Copley's death is still a mystery to her family. Since police discovered her body a year and a half ago, there's still no break in the case.
Come here almost every week to clean up and to pick up things that fall in and stuff. And it's hard to come down here, but we know we have to do it so that way she's not forgotten.
I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling anger, frustration. It's been 2 years.
So this is the memorial that Catherine's family and friends set up for her. And it's really nice that they keep it up. You know, I'm sure they're really saddened and heartbroken from what happened to her. And it's a really sad situation. It's a sad story. It's almost 2 years after she was found, and there's still no solved case for this girl. People out there know what happened to her. There's somebody that knows what happened to her, but unfortunately, it still remains unsolved. So it's really unfortunate for her and her family. And hopefully one day they'll find justice and can put it to bed. So.
So much anger that you gotta hold it, because you know that eventually we will get our justice, and so does she.
I want to know exactly what happened that night, and know that my sister, what happened to her, and knowing that the person responsible is in jail. That's what I really want.
And I've been promised when they found my daughter inside this shed, there would be an arrest. And that's never happened yet.
So this is the garage where 29-year-old Catherine Copley was found. She was believed to be murdered by her husband, Michael Copley. He was found ripping down missing person signs of her, and I don't understand why somebody would do that if they're not guilty or absolutely crazy. I would want to find my wife, and I would want any information out there towards finding my wife, anything. The Altoona Police Department arrested him, and he was charged with disorderly conduct. He had to pay fines. He didn't pay those fines, and then he was arrested. If you have any information towards this, the Altoona Police Department is looking for anybody with any information to go on their Facebook page and give them information, to call their hotline and give them information. I'll put their phone number to the whole cold case down in the description. You can get in touch with the detective. let them know what's going on. If you have any information, help out the family of Catherine Copley and make sure that all the information that's out there gets to the detective. Thanks, guys. So we're here with Bill, the next door neighbor, and he was the one that found Frank inside of that house next door there. Could you tell us a little bit about Frank, your neighbor?
Yeah, a young couple stopped. It was a Sunday morning, and they tried to get a hold of Frank and couldn't get a hold of him, so they asked me if I'd go in with them, and we went in the side door, just filled up with fluid, I believe, and he died from that.
How many years were you guys neighbors? You guys known each other for a long time?
Yeah, his mom lived there.
Oh, yeah?
And he lived with his mom, and then he got a job out in Bedford. When she got sickly, then he came back home.
Okay.
He lived with her, and then she passed away, and he lived there by himself.
Wow. He had no other family in the area? Or
No, not
really?
around here. Like I say, he used to go up to Poconos every year for a family reunion.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And you guys were all friendly? You guys knew each other pretty well?
Yeah, I used to help him out and stuff. You know, if he needed some work done or something, I'd always help him out.
A good neighbor, right?
Oh,
Being a good neighbor. That's good of you. As far as Kathy, when she was found by your wife and son back there, you said?
My nephew. There was a tire laying in the middle of the alley, and he took it and laid it against the garage door, and when he did, the door came open a little bit, and he smelled something. He came up and got my wife, and then they went down, and then they called the police.
And they were actually the ones that discovered it? Or they actually walked in and found the...
Right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, whoever put her in there covered her with some bags and stuff.
Now, what do you think as far as the neighborhood goes? Do you think that the story about the husband possibly being associated with it might be true?
Yeah, that's what everyone's leaning towards.
Yeah.
That it was the husband. But she went missing December the 2nd, I think it was, and then she was found. My wife just told me she was found the 2nd of June, which would have been 2 years ago.
Wow.
A little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. We were saying it's unfortunate that they haven't had any resolvement in the case.
Right.
You know, the fact that she kind of sits there and the family's left wondering what happened to her is really sad. So.
Yeah, the husband was just arrested here probably about 4 months ago for beating his girlfriend up. So
Yeah.
I thought maybe since they arrested him for that, they would pressure him, but nothing more has been said. So.
He's obviously not a good person, you know, right?
Yeah, not a very good person, somebody you probably want to watch out for and all that stuff, considering that, there were reports of him ripping down missing persons posters of his own wife. I was saying that if it was my wife, I would want all the missing posters in the world out there, and it seems a little suspicious to me that, he actually went and did that stuff. So, all right. Bill, I really appreciate you letting us talk to you for a couple of minutes and giving us the information, and really appreciate the moments of your time. Thank you very much.
I am praying every day of life that it will be solved, because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep to the day I draw my last breath. I'm going to have her name out there